to Good Games Spawn Point, the show for younger gamers by gamers. I'm Hex.
And I'm Barjo.
And I am unhappy.
Oh, Darren. This is Darren, our data analysing robot. What's the matter?
Yeah, got fragmented sectors, overheating CPU, don't like having pasta scoops for hands.
Negative. It's just that I've been inundated with requests to supply cheat codes and rescue noobs. It goes against my protocols.
Well, now you know what Ask Good Gamers like, answering all those questions, which we'll be doing later on in the show.
We're guessing you've tried your game and it won't play, so we're sorry to say there's no way you're going to be playing it on your Australian 360. Along with another thumbtastic one-face review verdict, and this week is Nintendo's imperishable Princess Peach.
And we meet another spawn of Australian gaming.
Yes, but first, last week Ash from Melbourne asked us to review more PC games on the show, especially Machinarium.
It's a game set in a world where everyone's a robot. It sounds wonderful.
Well, let's get to it then.
Affirmative.
Indeed.
Robots.
Robots, indeed.
Like me.
Everywhere. Our latest venture into the world of point-and-click puzzling takes us to Machinarium, where you're in charge of a little robot who's been rudely thrown out of his own city with the trash. Darren, you'll love this. It's just like a car wash, except for robots.
It'll buff my fenders.
It'll do much more than that.
Oh, wonderful.
Here we go, all tucked in.
Affirmative.
Now to start the wash. Here we go.
Wait. What's that sound? It sounds suspiciously like a trash compactor. Barjo, charging my laser.
And that was a total mistake. Your job is to point and click your way through stylized, steampunkish levels, communicating with various other quirky characters in the game with thought bubbles and gestures. Hopefully you'll reunite your robot with his girlfriend and avert a terrorist attack.
That reminds me.
Is he talking about his girlfriend or a terrorist attack?
Sharon.
Anyway, I loved the art badge. It kind of reminded me of Tim Burton almost, with such beautifully drawn levels.
Yeah, I find often in these games, because there's not that much moving on the screen, it really gives artists and developers a chance to explore unique ideas with the designs.
Unlike most of the point-and-click puzzle games we've played recently, the challenge is there right from the beginning of Machinarium. There's no gentle learning curve. You know, some of the earliest levels you'll be perplexed and stumped on the same screen for ages, madly clicking on everything in sight in hopes that the solution will just jump out at you. Items and clues are craftily hidden into the cluttered background and aren't always obvious, but the game does offer some options to help you through those seemingly impossible puzzles.
Yes, each level has one hint by clicking the light bulb in the top right-hand corner. It'll bring up a thought bubble with a hint as to the object or action that's key to a particular puzzle, but it won't give you any clues on how to get to it. If you're still stuck after that, you can access the walkthrough book, a kind of frame-by-frame comic strip detailing the steps you'll need to take. You'll have to earn it though by playing a torturous minigame.
Oh man, those games were frustrating. You know, it's almost worth just going back to the original puzzle and sticking it out there. It's almost the game's way of saying, okay, you want to cheat? Sure, we're going to make it really annoying for you.
While some of the puzzles that involved hunting around the room for a hidden lever or key were involving at the best of times, the more traditional puzzles that involved patterns or specific arrangements of pegs or tiles will really give your brain a workout. If you're not a fan of this sort of puzzle work, then it's going to get frustrating a lot more quickly because the game tends to favour these over all other forms of puzzle solving.
You'll often pick up items in the game that you'll use throughout each level. Sometimes these items need to be combined and your robot will eat them and store them in his belly until you have use for them again. What I really liked was that as soon as you no longer need an item, the game will find a silly way of getting rid of it so that you're not hanging on to a clutter of useless items.
Yeah, the potential time you could waste just trying to use an object that doesn't belong to a puzzle would be endless, so it's great they've done that. Also, check out this awesome robot jazz dance.
That's enough. It got a bit frustrating at times because the robot could only interact with things in his immediate vicinity, so you spent a lot of time waiting for him to trudge back and forth. Also, you'd discover that a few items that you needed were quite a few rooms back, so you really need to have the patience to watch him retrace his steps time and time again. But let's wrap this up. Final thoughts?
Hex, my brain was melting, but in a good way. I love this challenge, and I love my little robot with his go-go gadget legs, and was quite surprised how attached I got to the little guy, even though there's no dialogue in the game whatsoever. I'm giving it 8.5 out of 10 rubber chickens.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best puzzlers I've played in a while. I did lose my patience a couple of times, waiting for him to walk back through a bunch of rooms to do something like put oil on a lamp. But it's a tiny gripe in a game that was otherwise a joy to play. I'm giving it 8.
Hex, what do you call a dinosaur that needs to wear glasses?
Do you think you saw us? That was in Jurassic Park.
Still funny though.
Let's just get on with it. We'll start with this from Christy in Menai.
Hey, is there any way I can play a game I bought in America on my Australian Xbox 360? Well, yes, Christy, that completely depends on which game it is, since some games are region locked, meaning you won't be able to play them in your Australian Xbox, whereas others aren't.
Yeah, and there's really no rhyme or reason as to which are region-free and which are locked, and it doesn't say on the box. A quick internet search for region-free Xbox 360 games will bring up a few lists showing you which games will and which ones won't work.
We're guessing you've tried your game and it won't play, so we're sorry to say there's no way you're going to be playing it on your Australian 360. Okay then, moving on, we have this from Kobe in Melbourne.
Hi, can you suggest any games with good graphics that is a puzzle or an RPG or a strategy for the Wii and not a beat 'em up or shoot 'em up? Oh my, yes we can, Kobe, and our first and highest recommendation would have to go to World of Goo, available on the WiiWare store. It's one of our favourites with great graphics, interesting puzzles and really addictive gameplay.
Then there's A Boy and His Blob, which we reviewed a few weeks ago, which has some solid puzzles and great graphics too.
Yeah, but as for RPG and strategy, then Little King's story puts you in the role of a king who has to build up his kingdom. It's some pretty decent strategy and has some RPG elements in it too.
Yeah, that's alright. I wasn't a big fan of it though, to be honest. I'd suggest the re-releases of Pikmin 1 or 2, which put you in charge of leading an army of Pikmin to rebuild your crashed spaceship and collect bottle caps. They're both great little strategy games.
Well, those should keep you busy for a while, so let's move on to this one from Oliver in Perth.
Is there a way to install games to my Xbox 360 hard drive? Sure is, Oliver. Just put the disc in, go to My Xbox, and with your game highlighted, you'll see an option to press Y for game details.
Press it and then you'll see the option to install. Select that and then just wait for it to install.
Yeah, if you've got the space, you should always do this. Anyone with an Xbox will know they can sound like a jet engine about to take off when a disc is spinning. Installing the game means it reads off the hard drive and not the disc, making it a lot quieter. It also speeds up your load times, which is worth doing.
Alright, well next one is this from Andrew in Melbourne. Dear Good Game Spawn Point, I thought Darren would like to know that you have noobs watching your show. Just look at all the stupid and ridiculous questions being asked by noobs. Ah!
Well, Andrew, why do you think we don't let Darren answer these questions? If he saw the extent of the noobery, he'd blow a fuse.
Yeah, he'd go on an extermination rampage, which is why Ask Good Game aims to help out some of the noobs of the world. Hopefully that way we can save them from any potential exterminating Darren may be doing. Here's a particularly noobish one right now from CJ in Woodend, Victoria.
What is a noob?
Well, CJ, if you have to ask what a noob is, then I'm sorry to say, but you're a noob. Typically, though, a noob is simply someone who is either new to a certain game or new to gaming in general, or it can just be used to insult you.
It comes from the term newbie and can be spelled almost any way you imagine. But newbie has actually been around far longer than gaming, and no one is even 100% sure of where it came from. One theory is that it comes from as far back as 1850, when the new recruits to the military in Australia and America were referred to as newies.
Well, it's worth noting that some believe that there is an important difference between a noob and a noob, though. To them, noob means that you're just new to something but willing and able to learn, whereas a noob is much worse and means you're fundamentally lacking in any form of lateness and you're likely never to advance beyond noob level 1.
Yeah, but we don't really differentiate. If you're a noob, then you're a noob, no matter how you spell it. And on that note, we're out of time for another week.
Join us next week for some more denoobification. As always, if you're feeling a bit newbie, why don't you send us your question here and we'll lead you up a level. What is that?
Hi, my name is Jamie. I'm 10 years old, and my favourite game is Metroid Prime Trilogy.
Hi, my name's Toby. I'm 11 years old. I like playing games, but I also like making games. There you go.
My name's Steve, and I really love playing computer games with the boys.
We'll go with the other one.
We like to play the FIFA 08 soccer. We are from England, and we moved to Australia, so it's always England versus Australia. I've got a guinea pig, and his name is Slush. He likes to play my DS. He walks around on it and touches the buttons. My dad introduced me into computer games when I was about 4 or 5, and we were playing a game called Crash 3 Warped. You can run around on this home base and then go into different worlds through little platforms, and you beat the baddies.
The first game I ever played was Spyro 2 Gateway to Glimmer. In the game, you try to beat Ripto. He's the evil guy, and you got to collect orbs to get to new worlds. It's probably one of the best ones that I have on my PlayStation. In our gaming setup, we have Wii, PS2, PS1, Xbox, DS, PCs, a laptop.
We have those old Game Boys,
Oh yeah, we have an old Game Boy, and we have Game Boy Advance.
One of my most favourite gaming moments was when I beat the last boss in Crash Team Racing on the PlayStation. I'd been racing him for ages and I could never beat him. And then one time I used a boost just at the end and I just went flying past him.
Favourite gaming moment was when on my Pokemon Soul Silver, I was walking around in the grass and I found a shiny Hoppip. These Pokemon are more than just rare. They're like impossible to get, except you only get like one shiny Pokemon in the whole game, and maybe if you're unlucky, you don't even get one.
I guess my favourite game that I'm really enjoying at the moment is Guitar Hero. I'm not saying I'm particularly good at it, but I'm really enjoying learning.
I have this program, it's called Game Maker. It's really fun because you can like design your own games that you've been thinking of that are good. First I made a game with a tank where it drives around and shoots stuffs to win points. I also made this game where all these types of fruit go around and you have to click on them, and the faster they go, the more points you get. There are also bombs that appear, so if you click on a bomb, you die.
We enjoy playing games as a family because we don't get much time together. When we're playing games, Dad likes to join in.
We have lots of fun playing all the games we play.
Going the wrong way.
Just still going the wrong way. I think we would be playing many games in the future.
It's One Face review time, and we're honing in on specific game characters now to find out what you, the Spawn, think is awesome, average, or flat out awful. And this week's virtual victim is none other than Princess Peach from the Mario games. But is she pretty in pink or a pain in the posterior?
She put your eye out with that umbrella of hers. Yes, Peach is from the Mushroom Kingdom. In fact, she's the ruler of it, and we never even used to call her Peach. She used to be known as Princess Toadstool.
Affirmative. The Princess Toadstool name was originally invented for gamers outside of Japan, where she's always been known as Peach. But the Toadstool name wouldn't last long, and now gamers all over the globe call her Peach. A bit weird, really. Negative.
Princess Peach has typically always been the damsel in distress that the Mario brothers have to end up rescuing from the clutches of the evil Koopa King Bowser. We all know that classic end-of-level saying, "Thank you, Mario, but our princess is in another castle." She's also proficient in cake baking, rewarding Mario with a super tasty sweet treat at the end of Super Mario 64.
But the pouty princess wouldn't stay victim for too long, as Nintendo have started to regularly include her as a playable character. In fact, she's even got her own game, a Super Princess Peach on the DS. This platformer had Peach and her talking Parasol Perry rescuing Mario and Luigi for once. Peach could use a variety of emotions, joy, gloom, rage, and calm, to fly, jump, water plants with her tears, and burn enemies. Peach also pops up in Mario Kart, Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, and Smash Brothers, where she struts her stuff with the best of them, although in a pink frilly blonde kind of way. Hang on a sec, Darren, who is Princess Daisy?
Princess Daisy is the princess of another kingdom, Sarasaland, though she is very good friends with Peach and tends to hang out in the Mushroom Kingdom a lot. She prefers the colour orange and...
Okay, Darren, I think we're going to get sidetracked here if we don't find out a verdict on Princess Peach.
Yeah, let's crunch those hieroglyphs, please, Darren.
Affirmative. Initiating protocols, unstuffing zips, dunking diagnostics. Finished. The Spawn Point viewers have voted Princess Peach as awesome.
Well, there you go. Thanks, Darren.
Next time, we're kicking off a new part of the show, Spawn Selects. We've put a poll up on the SP website here.
Where you can vote on which game you'd like us to feature on the show. They're all set in space.
That's right, you can choose between Space Invaders from the arcade era of gaming, the classic Nintendo 64 game Lilac Wars, or Super Mario Galaxy.
So get online and vote.
Well, that's it for another week.
We will return next time with a look at WarioWare DIY for the Nintendo DS. This one will test your creativity.
Plus, we dissect the boss battle. Why do we have them, and who's the bossiest boss of them all?
That would be me.
Darren, you're more of a minion than a boss.
Yeah.
Negative. Accessing Mr. Management's files, locating Barjo, removing salary.
No, Darren!
But how's he going to pay for his delicious sandwiches?
I might restore his pay if he apologises.
I'm sorry, Darren, for calling you a minion.
Louder.
I'm sorry, Darren, for calling you a minion.
This time with feeling.
I'm sorry, Darren, for calling you a minion.
You need more practice. We'll get back to you next week, kids, after Barjo's learned his place.